Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Montessori. The material that I have here today is called the checkerboard. It's a material that's used for multiplication, more specifically for long multiplications. But I thought that today we could just look at the material itself rather than carry out multiplications. We could do that another time. What you can see on this board that I have in front of me is squares of different colors. And no doubt you recognize these colors. Green for units, blue for tens, and red for hundreds are hierarchical colors that we have been seeing ever since we started using the decimal system card material. So no doubt you can understand that here too we have hierarchical values. We do have the numbers written along the bottom edge and along the right hand side. But that only gives values to these squares which run along these edges. All of these, we do not see the values written. We have to calculate them from our knowledge of the hierarchies. Together with the material, we use bead bars. The regular bead bars that we know so well. The bead bars from 1 through to 9. We do not need the bead bar of 10 here, and you'll see why. So let's take this little bead bar of 1. If I place it here, it has a value of 1. But the moment this bead bar moves over one place and occupies a blue square, and this blue square has the value of 10, this 1 becomes 110. Move it over into this red square, it becomes 100. It's always 1, but 1 of a higher hierarchy. Move it over and it's 1000. One more move, it becomes a 10,000. And so on. I can keep on moving it along. I can move it into any square on this board and it would have a value depending on what square it was occupying. In my hand, this little bead bar is 1. But the moment it goes into some space on my checkerboard, it takes on the value of that square. So this was 1. But if I take 3 and I put it here, it's not anymore 3 but 3 tens, which is 30. If I put it here, it is 3 thousands. But what if I put it somewhere else? What if I put it here on this red square? I know that red stands for 100 something, but 100 what? I can calculate. So I have units, tens, hundreds, thousands. From the thousands, I go to 10,000s and then 100,000s. So this 3 over here is 300,000s. What if I put it here? What is the value of this square? I can always move along my bottom row. Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. So this 3 becomes 30 million. So you can see what a large expanse of quantities can be covered with this checkerboard. This checkerboard together with the bead bars. I can make very, very large numbers just using the bead bars of 1 through to 9 depending on where I place them. I have used one bead bar at a time, but I could also use 2 or 3 or 4. So I have a bead bar of 4 and a bead bar of 9. If I put it here, I have 4 units and 9 tens, so that's 94. If I put these same 2 bead bars here, I have 9,400. I could also have other bead bars, 9,450. And if I choose to go on, 9,452. One of the things that I really like about the Montessori method is the possibilities it gives to the child to play around with numbers. We don't jump into the world of large numbers just to start multiplying them and adding them and dividing them in order to reach a solution, in order to manipulate them and come up with an answer. No. What is really so lovely is that the child can actually play around with these numbers, fiddle around with them using his hands, his eyes, his mind, and the knowledge that he already has, and get so familiar with them so that when the time comes to work with them and arrive at answers, to match number with number, putting a little operation sign between them, the child is no more put off by these numbers because they are his friends, because he knows them, because he's handled them, because he's spent time simply moving around with them, between them, together with his friends, by himself, thinking of them, making very large numbers. And this is one of the things that is so important for a child, to be able to play with something before he comes around to doing very serious work with it. As to the multiplications, we will look at that another time. Thank you for watching. Bye.